Alright, Halos, welcome back. We're going to the new patch here that just dropped the notes for it. So we've got patch 25.S1.2, which is basically Season 1, but it's like the second patch of Season 1. This is the overview. We've got Mel in an arcane skin for her, as well as some other skins dropping out as well. We've got a few different other small changes and kind of updates and stuff, but it looks like they're going to be upgrading some kind of, or doing some like changes to the DirectX and some other stuff that I'm not really entirely sure of, but yeah, there you go. And then let's see, Vanguard comes to Mac, so Mac players can definitely get hands on Vanguard now, it looks like. And then Blue Essence and account XP update. So they did publish an article about the mistake they made when calculating and planning Blue Essence acquisition. They said they screwed up on this one. We're making some changes across the next couple patches as follows to make up for this and correct it. First off, they're changing the total Blue Essence value across the past milestones from 4750 Blue Essence to 9000, and they're updating the post 50 repeatable epilogue milestones in the past from 50 Blue Essence to 750 each. And then that looks like the changes will be live during this patch after January 23rd. So I believe the patch is dropping tomorrow as this recording, but it might be dropping today, I'm not sure. But yeah, there you go. And then because the Act 1 pass is already live and a decent number have already completed the Blue Essence milestones, we're going to be compensating the difference through a one-time, easily completable mission that will grant 4250 Blue Essence. And we're also going to be changing the final champion capsule in the past to a glorious champion capsule starting in the Act 2 past. When it comes to account XP, we'll be increasing the account XP earned by about 40%. This should ensure that the average number of games to 30/ranked access is close to or slightly faster than before this update. But yeah, you can definitely read that article that we went through. A lot of people went through it on YouTube and everything as well, so definitely check those videos out if you haven't seen them. So yeah, that's kind of like they just kind of summarized it real fast. And okay, we got some changes to home guard. So they're adjusting home guard's range to cover the entire platform to remove any friction around where one should position while waiting in the spawn, with a nerf to the duration to retain overall travel time to lanes. So looks like the home guard range has been increased to cover the entire fountain platform. The duration was 7 seconds, now it's 6 seconds though, to make up for that. So that's interesting. Hopefully that doesn't like actually accidentally nerf us, but I think we're okay. Feats of strength. Oh, feats. Did they mean to put that there like that? So yeah, they're removing the feat of first blood because apparently it was like too easy and stuff, and people would like apparently from what I was hearing go in like 5-man into the enemy jungle and just like, or like, yeah, just like 5-man one person and try to take them down to get that first feat really easily. So they're gonna changing it to the first team that reaches 3 champion kills. So it's gonna be the feat of warfare now as well. So it's gonna change the name, of course. Makes sense. I think that's fine. No, not a big deal. Although I'll be honest, I am pretty decent at getting first bloods in my games, so it is maybe a little bit of a nerf to me, but that's fine. Hopefully, it's more of like a team game type of thing, which they are trying to always push it more in that direction, although it can be unfortunate. So yeah, Otacon is up next. So the meter for voracious versus ruinous. The threshold. So threshold in normal ranked games reduced by around 20%. Threshold in swift play games reduced by around 20% as well. Points generation. So points per champion kill reduced by a major amount. Points from champion damage is unchanged. Points from increase when alone was basically okay. This is unchanged. Okay, interesting. And then swift play points increase when alone is getting upped basically. Okay, and then for voracious, I guess gold granted for triggering the withdraw effect. It was $200 gold rather, and then 100 gold. So basically, when you take an enemy champion out that has like the guardian angel that Otacon gives you, it was 100 gold that you would get for killing that person, even though they do get like that insta respawn basically that kind of brings them back to their fountain. Now it's 200 gold, so it's more, I mean, just gives more to the enemy, so it's nice for them, bit more I guess forgiving. Bloody Roses looks like XP per rose is being reduced, which is unfortunate, but it's okay, I guess. It was 25, now it's 23. Adaptive Force per rose, Formula Decay slightly faster, so it says subsequent petals are worth the minimum at 34 rather than 39 stacks. Okay, interesting. But yeah, that's kind of it. They have like a little bit of a thing. Definitely read that if you are interested in a slightly more in-depth dive. And of course, Freaks videos are always great to watch for the patch rundowns and kind of like getting a more deeper idea of what the thoughts are behind that and stuff and what their goals are. But yeah, ranked. So for the first 2 weeks of a new ranked patch cycle, we disable Apex, Duo MMR, so similar to past splits and years, they'll be turned back on during this patch as well. So there you go. Mel, the Soul's Reflection. So it looks like they are releasing her and she'll arrive on January 23rd. So I actually haven't really been able to play a lot of League lately in the last couple of weeks or so. Honestly, in the last like month, realistically. But I actually thought she was out already. But I guess everyone that was talking about her and everything have mostly been talking about her in the PvE form or something. But yeah, she is actually going to be fully released on tomorrow as of this recording. But yeah, there you go. And then she looks pretty cool. It looks pretty fun. Seems good. We'll see. Champions for changes, though, are going to be here. So Cassiopeia is up first. Passive, Serpentine Grace. Triumphant move speed per level was 6, now it's 5. So definitely cutting back a little bit on that. And then default Serpentine Grace movement speed is unchanged. So this is the Feats of Strength version of her passive. And then it looks like the default is unchanged, but I believe. Yeah, I think that's what they're saying. But yeah, so they're just kind of nerfing it back a little bit because it was obviously way too strong. She was way too fast. So yeah, there you go. And then Evelyn. So she's getting some changes. That's interesting. Evelyn, we haven't seen her in a second. Whiplash. Movement speed was 30%. Now it's 30 to 50% based on rank. And then our last Caress. Unempowered AP ratio is getting upped by 10%. Now the empowered AP ratio is getting up by 14? No, 24%? I think 24%. Yeah, sounds about right. Interesting. Okay. So just kind of nice buffs for her. Nothing super crazy, but definitely pretty good amount on her R, and that is one of her huge damage dealing abilities. So there you go. Pretty nice for Evelyn for sure. Definitely a nice little bump there. Irelia's up next. We got W Defiant Dance. The minimum damage here is getting, let's look, nerfed towards the later ranks, starting at rank 2. Just the flat damage there, of course, which isn't as big of a deal because she does scale off of total AD. So, but it is definitely something. And then maximum damage looks like it's also getting taken down on the flat damage, but the total AD % ratio is unchanged. So honestly, not that big of a deal, I wouldn't say, but it is nice that it's not as super strong, I guess, in terms of the damage department. So the flat damage is better, or lower rather, so that means she'll do less damage earlier and in lane with her W. And then the E Flawless Duet is getting changed here. Looks like the it's down at rank 1 by 10 flat damage, but it's up every other rank following. Wait, no, I'm reading that wrong. Nope, never mind. I'm reading that wrong. It's just down at all ranks. It's down 10, let's see, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, based on rank. So it just gets worse and worse kind of in terms of the nerfs for that as you rank it up. But honestly, it's flat damage. It's not that big of a deal. Although this does scale off of AP, and I'm pretty sure as really, unless you're doing a cheese build or something, you don't really build a lot of AP, though I could be wrong. So this is probably a decent size nerf to her E at least. Although I think it does deal quite way too much damage, honestly. So it's fine. The main thing that it does is stuns and marks you for her Q reset. So I think that's the main things it needs to do anyway. So yeah, cool. I think I'm pretty cool with this. I'm happy with this, honestly. As not an Aurelia player. Our Vanguard's Edge, though, is getting nerfed here on the flat damage as well, which is it's an AP scaling ability, so it's more meaningful, definitely. And then, so it looks like at rank 1 it's unchanged. Rank 2 you're down by 50 damage, and then rank 3 you're down by 100. Which, the 100 is definitely a lot, but at, I don't think that 100 damage is really going to matter that much. You're using it more for the utility and the things that it helps, like, do the resets and stuff on your Q, so I don't think that's honestly that big of a deal. I think these are pretty good nerfs, but like not incredibly damaging to her. So yeah, I think I like it. I like the nerfs here. They're pretty good. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be matter that much. Plus, at rank 3 of your ult, you're gonna be level 16, right? So you're gonna be pretty strong already and have lots of items to compensate for 100 damage. That's also gonna be reduced by, you know, magic or MR or armor or whatever, right? So I think this is good stuff for Aurelia. She's good. Kayn, passive darkened scythe. So the darkened scythe. Shadow Assassin bonus magic damage is getting upped here early, it looks like. So it used to start at 50% and scale to 45% based on level. Now it starts at 25% and also scales to 45%. So yeah, just a lot more damage for him, especially early, once he changes into Shadow Assassin's form. Alright. And then Malzahar's up next. So we got W, Void Swarm, Voidling. Honestly, I will say really fast, I don't like it when they start buffing Kayn's damage, but I suppose... No, honestly, I think Blue Kayn does way too much damage. I think maybe Red Kayn, if anything, if they had to buff him, is probably where they should buff him a little bit, but I don't think so. I don't think he needs any buffs. We'll see, though. Yeah, anyways, Malzahar. So, yeah, anyways, his W Void Swarm is getting changed here. So, Voidling damage now updates when Malzahar levels up. Nice. That's good for him. Updated tooltip to show total Voidling attack damage. Oh, nice. That's really cool, actually. I like that. That's really useful as well. So, perfect. All right. Sounds good to me. I like it. Master Yi is up next. So we got, this says Master Yi is weak. Oh, interesting. Base stats. Attack damage growth was 2.5. Now it's 2.8. So not really that much, but about, looks like what? Every, like 4 levels, you get an extra AD. I mean, nothing super crazy. I mean, extra before. It's nothing super crazy, but it's something, I suppose. Wuju style on hit true damage is getting buffed only in the scaling department, but it's by 5% extra bonus AD. So it was 30% bonus AD scaling, now it's 35%. So pretty nice. Pretty nice little bump. Nothing super crazy, but definitely helps him. Especially into tanks as well. So because that's the true damage. So yeah, pretty nice for him. And Smolder's up next. Okay, so Q, Super Scorcher Breast, damage scales up to critical strike multiplier based on critical strike chance, allowing Smolder's Q to benefit from Infinity Edge. So, okay. Cool. So basically it now scales and benefits from Infinity Edge if you build the item, which I guess it didn't before, which is kind of interesting. I actually didn't know that, so kind of interesting. I did hear that in the Freak video, though. He did mention that, so kind of interesting. I didn't know that wasn't an interaction. You would think he would, since he's like an ADC, basically, that he would have that interaction already built in, but I guess not. All right, Tom Kinch is up next. Q tongue lash. Apparently he's been pretty strong, so they are nerfing his Q here. The damage on it down by 5 at rank 1, 10, 15, 20, and 25 on all the subsequent ranks. Plus, of course, the passive damage that it gets, so it's obviously more than that. But yeah, definitely nice. I think could probably even do more of a nerf, but maybe you don't want to go like super hard on him. Hard to say. But yeah, cool. I think that's perfectly fine. Victor's up next with his Q siphon power getting changed here. What do we have? A nerf or a buff? Looks like a nerf. Empowered attack bonus damage. Looks like the flat is getting unchanged. The AD% scaling is getting unchanged. Also interesting that he has an AD scaling there. But the AP scaling is going down by 10% there, down to 50% from 60%. So nice little nerf there, but nothing super crazy. Mostly for his scaling, I guess. And then our Arcane Storm damage per tick is getting unchanged for the flat, but the AP scaling is down by 10% on that. That's actually pretty sizable, I would say. I mean, both of them are, but I would say this is probably more sizable. But okay, wow. I think it's probably fine, honestly. We'll see how it lands, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of pretty big hits to Victor, I guess. And then Yuumi is our last champion change here. So we got passive feline friendship. The healing unchanged for the flat damage based on level, but it is losing, or no, it's gaining plus 10% extra AP scaling. So it was 15%, now it's 25%. It's pretty nice, pretty big for her. I think that's fine though. I don't have a huge problem with that, I don't think. Cooldown was 20 to 10 based on level by level 11. Now it's 20 to 8 based on level by level 13. Okay, so it's a little bit less of a cooldown later, but it takes a couple more levels to get there. And as a support, you do get less levels, so I think that's probably not a big deal. I think that's fine. Interesting. Also, this is the passive. So is that the... Okay, so yeah, the heal is in her passive now. Okay, interesting. Sorry, I haven't played a lot of Yuumi since her changes, so I'm kind of interested. Anyways, our final chapter. Looks like the flat damage and scaling is getting changed here. So at rank 1, it's unchanged for the damage, but rank 2, we've got 25 extra damage, which I think is per wave, though I could be wrong. It might be the total damage. Yeah, this is the per wave damage, I'm pretty sure. And then it's plus 20% AP was the old version, now it's plus 25%, so it's getting extra 5% as well. And then I don't know if I think I glossed over it, but you get plus 50 at rank 3 damage per wave. And then the max damage over 5 waves says it's was 75 to 250, now it's 75 to 350, and then the scaling was 40% AP, now it's 50% AP. So nice. Yeah, definitely pretty nice for her. Nothing like huge, I would say, but definitely pretty useful. Pretty useful buffs for her. So definitely Yuumi mains will be happy. I would think, at least. I don't know how you'd be upset by these changes, really. Alright, and then items. Lord Dominic's regards. We have a damage or gold increase, actually, so it's up by 100 gold, which is unfortunate, but it does get back the extra 5% armor pin, which is actually pretty big. I would say that's a worthwhile trade-off for sure. Definitely, for sure. That's pretty nice for that. And then Mortal Reminder is getting kind of the same treatment, so extra 100 gold cost on it, but it does get an extra 5% armor pin, which is still less total than the Lord Doms, but I think it's probably still just better as an item, since they removed the Giant Slayer from Lord Dominic's regards. And then Yuntal Wild Arrows. Attack damage was 50, now it's 55. Attack speed went from 25% to 35%. And then the total gold cost only went up by 100 gold. So yeah, it's a really nice buff for Wild Arrows for sure. Cool. Good stuff. I like that. Runes. We got the deep ward. I didn't even realize that was the icon. That's kind of cool. It's like a little detective looking, or a private investigator, I guess, PI. Okay, anyways, deep wards. So yellow trigger duration looks like it's getting buffed. Sweet. Was 30 to 120 seconds. Now it's 45 to 150 seconds based on average champion level. Okay, cool. Good buff for that. I don't have any problem with that, I don't think. Grizzly mementos. Trinket haste for each memento was 4, now it's 6, and it was 2 for summoner haste, now it's 3 for summoner haste. Max mementos, though, are only 18 now instead of 25. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm so kind of surprised they would buff this, but okay, that's why. So they're losing that. So later, I mean, it's good, but if you're stacking them up like to the max, it's definitely gonna be a nerf. In the end, but interesting. All right, and then 6 Sense cooldown. Finally, yeah, good. I'm glad they're nerfing the cooldown on this because it seems way too long. So now it's 275 seconds for melee, 350 for range instead of the 300 seconds for melee and 360 for range that it used to be. I'm glad. That's good. Swift play changes. All right, let's go. So this is going to be like the swift play only balance changes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So bonus gold generation mechanics. We're making it so that extra gold earned from champion mechanics does not trigger enemy gold comebacks or bounty adjustments. These sources of gold are increasing by your own rubber banding. Do not contribute to enemy rubber banding. Do not count when calculating your own rubber banding. That was kind of confusing in my brain right now, but okay, interesting. And then list of abilities affected are these. Okay, so yeah, like normal, extra, gold. People that can like basically like generate gold from nothing, just on top of the normal gold that you get. Gotcha. Okay. And then champions Kale, are they still nerfing her? Let's see. Yep, they are. That's funny. Kind of crazy. Q damage, so that's getting nerfed, especially late. And then slow from it's getting slightly nerfed as well, especially late. But like honestly, those aren't the hugest of nerfs. So yeah. Malzahar is getting armor growth reduced again, I think, unless they buffed it last time. I can't remember. They did something with it last time in Swift play. And then W damage looks like it is total getting nerfed on the bonus AP ratio. So that's the voidlings, right? And then the R damage is getting nerfed on the AP ratio as well by 20%, which is actually pretty large. Okay. Nilah attack speed growth down. Kiana health up. E damage looks like up quite a bit, especially bonus AD scaling. Rengar health up, health growth up, attack damage growth up. Alright, yeah, definitely like check out this stuff real fast if you have any interest in it, but I'm probably not going to go super deep dive into the Swift play changes, although if you guys are interested, like I said, definitely check it out. Either way, ARAM, let's see what we got. We got some ARAM changes, definitely check those out if you're interested. Our Earth is back, all random Earth, so takes place in the Noxus map with all of its changes and systems, with a few tweaks to fit the increased pace of Earth. So they've been adjusted from previous Earth cooldowns and balance changes. So yeah, definitely check that stuff out. Keep an eye on that as you're going into Earth. I don't know when it's gonna drop, or maybe it's back already. I'm not sure. But yeah, we got the Mythic shop in, so we've got Lunar Revel amongst other thematics in here as well, of course. And yeah, this is all the stuff leaving, of course. Definitely keep an eye out and kind of be prepared. I guess if you are watching this the day of this recording, definitely get whatever stuff you want from here before it's gone. Of course, they will come back eventually. Oh no, the Nexus finishers are leaving. That's interesting. So yeah, definitely grab that if you haven't already. And the arcane stuff. Who knows if that stuff will come back, honestly. But possibly. But yeah, definitely get all your stuff in while you can. The quality of life changes and bug fixes. Definitely check all this out. It can be pretty useful. Sometimes it's really big stuff that actually gets changed and fixed. So there you go. And then we've got new skins here. So we got 3 on our shin. Looking pretty sick. What else we got? Mythmaker jhin. Looks pretty nice. Mythmaker Nami. Looks kind of cool. The fish aren't very animated though, but it's fine. Kind of makes sense with like the Lunar Revel type of art. What is this? I already forgot. I didn't really read it. Prestige Mythmaker Cassiopeia. Okay. Or is it Cassiopeia? I don't know. Mythmaker Driving the Fourth. Looking pretty snazzy. It's like a serpent almost type thing for his crown there. And then you got Arcane Counselor Mel, which is our arcane skin for Mel, and the release skin for her. Definitely a smart choice for Riot to do that. Kind of interesting she's got the orb there too. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. I think that's going to wrap it up for today, and I'll catch you guys in the next part. All right, peace.